Hello. Sorry, I'm trying to get organized over here. Had my studio area completely reset. Let's see. Good enough. We're close. Whatever. So I've been playing with my audio things and been moving stuff around trying to make things work. So didn't realize until I went live and saw my camera that I was like, oh, didn't put everything back. Thank you, Bridger. Yeah, these are fun little earrings. Yay. So, all right. So, today is just going to be a work along with me because I am so buried, you guys. This is definitely probably a week I should have just canceled the stream, but I really didn't want to do that. So, I'm going to try to do some work online with you guys. So if you want to grab some projects and we're going to work along, it's not quite a create in. I am going to be doing something a little more directed than that. Hey, let me just be honest, like we can do what we want here, right? So I was thinking I would work and show how I'm tackling a couple of writing projects, and you can ask questions or chime in, or we could do group brainstorming. Not like everybody on one project, but like we could all work on our own projects or whatever we want to do. Yeah, so we have options. And let me know too how the music level is, because what I have learned over the last few weeks is that what you guys hear in the music and what I hear in the music are not the same things. So let me know if that's a problem. But anyway, what I'm thinking, there we go. Can we get all the word here, please? Nope, you're not going to do that. You're just going to maybe please. Nope, okay, it's just going to be like that. Fine. Let's try this. Does this work better? Yeah, that works. Okay, let's do that. Quiet background music. Good, thanks for letting me know that, Bridger. Okay. Let me find where I left my things. Oh, by the way, When Words Collide is happening this weekend. When Words Collide is usually a conference and book festival in Calgary, Alberta. This year it is still a conference and book festival, but instead of being in Calgary, it is on your couch, where you can hop on from anywhere on the planet. And it is actually free to attend virtually. So if you want to check that, When Words Collide, what is it? I think it's .org. Should we check? Oh, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Okay, hold on. Fragilities. Okay. Sorry. Thanks for joining. Anyway, there are quite a lot of sessions happening that you can jump in on that free conference. I am sitting on several panels and teaching several sessions. And then there are just a truckload of things going on. So check that out. When Words Collide. You know what? I'm going to double check that. I can't remember if it's .com or .org. I don't want to steer people wrong. Whenwordscollide.org. And that is words, not worlds. It's a pun. Get it? Get it? Yeah. Okay. Oh, thanks. Bridger's on it. Bridger's like, yeah, it's .org. I said that 20 minutes ago. Pay attention. Okay. So, all right. Yeah, so where did I leave stuff? Give me a second here. Did I? Please wait. Please stand by. Please listen to this lovely, peaceful music while... There you go. Okay. I could swear I had this in a file somewhere. Hold on. So I have been absolutely losing my mind. One of the things that I've been trying to do more of is audio, and I committed to doing it. Jeopardy themed plays. Thanks, Kate. That helps. But I promised, as some of my Patreon rewards, is more audio included with that. And I have recorded audio, but I'm resetting things here, and I cannot get the sweet spot that ACX has very, very strict parameters on their audio files. As not that unreasonable. They want good quality stuff, but I mean, there is a sweet spot that I cannot hit. And I think I posted them somewhere. I have multiple screenshots of me missing the file check by hundredths of a decibel. And I just can't get, the RMS up and the peaks down and the exact right sweet spot. So that's a stupid amount of time that I'm spending on that. And then I'm hoping once I get it, I can just keep everything set there and it will be fine. Bridger says, yes, it's so hard. All right. It's really hundredths of a decibel. Like, I'm so close. And part of it is this room is not a great audio room, and I'm aware of that. I'm doing a lot of mitigation for that, but I don't really want to just drape this entire room in audio foam. I don't want to do that. So, but hundredths, so close. Yes. Where did I leave? Okay, let me just do a search over here. I did schedule our Evernote talk. That'll be for our business theme next month. So the first Tuesday in September, whatever that actually is. And so that'll be good Evernote stuff, how I use Evernote for writing and then for literally everything. Definitely a lot of Evernote that I rely on a daily basis. Where am I? Okay, you know what? I'm going to have to start from scratch because I can't find my file. I'm an adult. Where did I put it? That's kind of crazy, though. It's making me a little nuts. I had some initial ideas I had written down that I was just going to paste into this Word doc and work from. Huh. Well, I hope I remember what they are, because that was the whole point of writing them down. Well, in the meantime, I got some cool lapel pins for the Shard of a Line. I'll be shipping those to patrons tomorrow, and then they'll go up for sale generally after that. But patrons are getting them as an advertised bonus this week, or this month, I guess. So that'll be fun. Let me know if you did your author snapshots this month. This is your polite and naggy reminder to get those done. The data does not judge you. I can't find this at all. Yeah, so tonight's session is not, in fact, brainstorming. Tonight's session is where did Laura put the ideas to work on? Very exciting episode. Bridger, Kate and Bridger. Oops, I should do that. This is why I nag. Gently nagging. Seriously, it's like less than 5 minutes. You can do it. You could do it while your food's in the microwave, because that's how all my food is getting done this week. So things that I'm doing this week. There were a variety of reasons I got slowed down, and none of those matter now. Like, excuses don't make it. But the short version is that I ended up writing 2 presentations and a 2-week course this week. And I have some of that done, and I have a lot of it that I need to do as soon as we get off here. But because it's not a course for me, because it's a course for someone else, I'm, not comfortable working on it on stream, right? Because it's going to be retailed elsewhere. So that is, great. It's fun. I'm happy to do it. I just still need to do that because it's not done yet. Okay, where the heck? All right, let me just write down, let me search for Titania. Where there's no Titania. What happened to Titania? There are only 2 notes here with Titania. I know that can't be right. Did I save them somewhere else? What did I do? What did I actually do? So included in our Evernote talk will be a section on make sure you put your notes where you think you put your notes. If they were in Evernote, I could easily find them. Evernote has a fantastic search feature. That's one of the reasons I like it. So clearly I wrote this down somewhere that wasn't Evernote. Let's find out if I put it in paper. Check the notebook. Maybe I forgot that I wrote them somewhere else. This is why I could not find them in Evernote. Just generously giving us an authentic look into the day-to-day life of an author. Oh my gosh, guys, this is so much authenticity. Like, what do they say? Transparency is good. This is so much transparency. Okay, here we go. Now, if this were the Evernote session, I would take a photo of this and then show you that it would become instantly searchable in Evernote, which is fantastic. But since it's not, I'm just going to transcribe it here into my Word doc because I couldn't actually be bothered to have put it where I thought I put it. Okay. Let me be right there for a second. So a couple things that I wanted to kick around ideas for tonight. Oh, and I should just state, like, officially legal disclaimer, I am brainstorming for projects, and your presence and participation implies no ownership, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, we're all working on our own stuff tonight. Okay. So be right there. One sec. Let me try actually typing. Also, I could not have searched for Titania because in the notes here it just says tease, which would not have come up. Okay. There are some other bits in there, but none of them are super important. And then the other, I wanted to pull up. Let me see if I can grab this for you and share it on the screen. Okay, OBS, can we share? Can we get 2 things at once? Thanks. What we got here? So if anybody's looking for some fiction, calls for submission, here's one to consider. Editor is Kevin J. Anderson. It's called Mirror Mirror, and a friend of mine, Michelle, is in a publishing grad program, and this is kind of one of their projects. And they are looking for original fairy tales, not retellings, 5,000 word cap, and fantasy, science fiction, horror, magical, history, and romance elements, classic or genre-bending, grim or whimsical, as long as it is new and fresh. Must be appropriate for a PG-13 audience. So, I want to do some kicking around ideas for that. Yeah, I thought it sounded really fun. And it pays pro rates. Pro rates are really nice. So I'm going to kick around some ideas here, and I'm going to attempt to narrate what my brain is doing. Make no promises here. All right, are you guys working on, what am I trying to say? Are you working on your snapshots, or are you going to brainstorm along with me? Oh, prorates. Yeah, I am happy to explain that. So I'm going to speak in US dollars. So just be aware. There are token payments, which means you're going to get just a small amount of money, but you do officially get paid. So if I do an anthology that does token payments, they might pay me anywhere from $10 to $50 for the story, and usually that comes with a contributor's copy and that sort of thing. These are great places to get started if you don't have a lot of publishing history. So what you want is something that is going to pay you. So that's, and if anybody asks you for money to get published, no is the answer there. It's a very short answer. There are semi-pro rates, and that will usually run from like a penny a word to 5 cents a word-ish. And then pro rates will be 6 or 8 cents a word and up. The reason this matters, one, we like getting paid for our work. So clearly that's a thing. And two, if you are attempting to qualify for some of the membership organizations like Science Fiction Fantasy Writers of America, I believe, I have not checked lately, so absolutely do not quote me on this. I believe that they require like at least 3 short stories at pro rates, or you can have a novel that has earned out at least X amount, which I'm not even going to pretend to remember, or something like that. But it will specify, and what it means is that it's not that you can't join if you don't have those things, but in order to get to the professional tier, you have to be earning professional income. So you need a professional level sales, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't know. Did that make sense? Let me know if that made sense. Yes, guys, this is the most authentic episode ever. Where I'm just like, hey, welcome to my stream. I am losing my freaking mind over here, and I may be putting words in order. I don't know. But anyway, yes, so you can... okay, so the question is, if it, even at pro rates, is it a one-time payout for your story? That completely depends. So I have gotten token rate plus royalties. I have gotten one-time semi-pro payment. I have got it's all variable. But what you're looking at when you're looking at calls for submission, is they will generally indicate what the payment will be when they're doing that call for submission. And they will usually say, it'll be 3 cents a word plus royalties, or something like that. And it should be specified. If it's not clear, feel free to ask. Nobody should ever be offended by the question. And if they say, oh no, this is just for the exposure, then no. I mean, let me take that back. You might make that choice if it's a project that you know is targeting a very specific audience, that you're really trying hard to get to that particular audience, and you see that it then becomes an opportunity later, that kind of thing. But there are, especially in the modern age, quite a few people who would be happy to take advantage of people who want to be published, and they'll be like, oh, we're doing this. We're not paying, but you'll get your name out, and we're just asking everyone to contribute publishing costs. And no, what they're doing is they're making money off of you. Like, you can do better than that. So anyway, again, a long and complicated answer, but it really comes down to it depends. And you can look at your, the calls for submission should have details in there, and then of course the contract will spell it out explicitly, and you can see everything there too before you sign the contract. So, all right, let me know if that made sense, or if there are follow-up questions there. Anyway, so original fairy tale, 5,000 words. That gives me a little bit of room to work with. I tend to write longer. Probably a lot of people would be happy with a 2,000 or 2,500 word count, but I like 5K. I'll probably be pushing that pretty hard. So fairy tale is a pretty big category, and what I've found is if I'm trying to come up with ideas, just I want to write a horror story is way too big. So I need to give myself some parameters to work inside. Yeah, if you can, if you get paid, write if your brain lets you. Yeah. And if really what it comes down to is like, what are your goals, right? Like, I am a professional. I'm trying to continue to develop my professional career. I'm not going to do, work for free. Now, I may choose to do charity work. Okay. Like, I might contribute a story to a project that is fundraising for something, that's legit. That's not working for free. That's donating. Okay. I'm not paying somebody else to publish me. So anyway, so these are two different projects that I am just going to try to kick around some concepts for. And so if you guys are, I think somebody said they might be brainstorming along tonight, she also wants to do a project, then great. If you don't have anything to work on tonight, do your snapshots. There you go. All right, so what do I want to do here? My usual get started with brainstorming involves lots of music. I try to get something that's maybe a little bit genre appropriate. One time I needed to do something that was actually ended up working out being basically a space western. So I just put on a ton of Lindsay Sterling and walked around with Lindsay Sterling on loop. Especially, what's the one? Oh my gosh, what's the track? The video is the Old West Sonic battles. You guys know it. Does that make sense to anybody? Oh, okay. Thanks, Bridger. Yeah, sorry, Lazarus. Snapshots we are tracking progress in data metrics that we actually care about, which is not all of them. So I would know things like, did I sell books? How many people did I add to my newsletter? That sort of thing. There is, stuff definitely in previous instances on that, and we've got breakdowns, and you can download an Excel sheet from my website for this if you don't want to make your own, that sort of thing. So we're trying to just trying to see, if we're making progress, and we don't want to get bogged down with how do I feel about this. That's not fair. That mostly just depends on whether or not I had lunch lately, and instead we want to look at the data. Like, okay, I had a really frustrating week, but I got a bunch of new subscribers to my newsletter, so it's I'm clearly reaching the people I'm trying to reach. Or, oh, I put a lot of effort into this. None of it panned out. This was not a great use of my time. I'm going to change what I'm doing before I lose more time on that project. So, yep. Sorry, I was not clear there. I was just assuming everybody knew what I was talking about. But yeah, we've done walkthroughs and actual, much more helpful talks about that than what I'm doing tonight, which is just trying to keep my head above water. That's all I'm doing right now. Okay. What is the name of that track? Okay. Just going to check it. Round Table Rival. Thank you. Yes, so I just played Round Table Rival on loop until I came out with a space horror western, which I really liked, actually. This is I still have the story. It did go out, but it ended up being, I had to cut it down to hit word count, and it did not want to be cut down at all. So the cut down version was not, okay, brutally honest, it wasn't good like it should have been, because it needed to be a longer piece, and I cut too much of it down to make word count. So I'm waiting to find it a home where it can be in its full size and get everything in there. So, hi Paper Boat. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, no, I'm just ridiculously over project this week, and yeah, thanks for checking in. No, I have too many things to catch up on, and I wrote 2 presentations yesterday and today, and after the stream I'm going to go back and write some more courses, and that's it. So we're good. Please don't think headshots. Definitely not next to the other things. So unless photography headshots, we could be doing photography headshots. That'd be fine. So okay, yeah. So Lars is saying having a word count goal does help you push harder. Yeah. So there's two kinds of writers. There are overwriters and underwriters, and it has nothing to do with insurance. That so usually I will, and I'm much better now because I've had a lot of practice. But I would write too much and then go back and strip it out to make it a cleaner, tighter piece. So like I would be maybe possibly a little bit repetitive, maybe more description than was needed, that kind of thing. So for me, writing long and then cutting back was what I had to learn how to do. And but the other people write too lean, and then they have to go in and bulk it up a little bit. So know yourself, right? Like nobody hits the sweet spot right at the gate. That's not how it works. That would be great. It's not how it works. So, Paper Boat is doing some late night editing. Yes. And so if you're in the UK, it is later night for you. I will be joining you in the late night projecting. It is only evening here, but I have all the things. Yeah. It was really funny. I was doing an interview this afternoon on a podcast, and she's like, "So what are you up to?" And I'm like, this was just a really bad time to ask me that, what I'm working on. And she said, "So how many things did you say yes to?" And I'm like, okay, in my defense, one of these was not my fault. I never agreed to do it. It just showed up. And so, but sometimes, yes, sometimes the saying yes is indeed my fault, and I need to own that, but not entirely this time. So yeah, so this is a lot of me talking, and I haven't actually gotten anything done yet. So let's take a few minutes to work. So just a little mini sprint here. I'm not going to bother to pull up the timer. But just everybody grab, whatever you're working on tonight, go ahead. And, I will go ahead and tell you next week is going to be a little bit different as well. It is going to be a work along, because I'm trying to make better choices about my scheduling for the next couple of weeks. But next week is when I'm going to be finalizing and ordering my materials for my author table at Gen Con, because Gen Con is happening this year. It's just happening late. Normally it would have already taken place. So I'm going to walk through, like, these are my plans. This is how I'm doing my display. This is what I'm hoping to have, in stock, and what I'm doing to have some attention getting materials and all that. So I'm going to walk through. While I'm finalizing those, I'll explain what I do, because I actually quite enjoy doing author tables. And if you've heard me talk before about marketing and how half of marketing is filtering out the people who are not your target audience, and setting up your author table is the perfect example of that. I don't want everybody who walks down the aisle to stop at my table. That would feel really great, but it would be highly inefficient, because not all of those people are going to be my target reader, right? I want people to walk by, glance at my table, and go, oh, that's for me. I need to stop there. Or people walk by, glance at it, and go, not my thing, and keep going, thereby keeping the area clear for people who are my target audience. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Oh, let me double check. I'm pretty sure that's next week. Hold on. I have calendars for these things. You guys also have calendars. Like, I do have a calendar that says what we're doing. That is next week, the 17th. So I can always check that, but that's what I will be doing next time. Oh no. Oh, Paper Boat. Publishers I'm working for asked how soon I could get my current edit done. I stupidly promised tomorrow with 100 pages left to go. Oh, we send all the caffeine to Paper Boat. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So fair trade dark chocolate is my super secret drug of choice. Not really much of a secret, but that is what I am. Yeah. So good, best wishes to you, Paper Boat. All the power. So please get your edits done. Yeah, Kate is sending coffee in the chat. Yeah. All right. Okay. So an original fairy tale. So let me think. Fairy tales are frequently about. Let me think. We need to enable somebody to achieve something that socially or physically they wouldn't be able to do normally, which is quite on brand for me. I'm always thinking about, everybody has agency even when they think they don't. That's one of my things that shows up a lot in my work. So that's pretty fairy tale friendly. So I can think about enabling or agency. Sorry, this is never something I've ever done while trying to concentrate on the process and narrating it, so it's a little crazy. Maybe I'll just turn up the music and we'll all take a few minutes to do this. Oh, I have a new anthology out today, by the way. She said while she was supposed to be turning stuff on. But the water anthology, the fourth and final in the 4 elements, came out today. So that's water, selkies, sirens, and sea monsters. So. Oh, hey, Paper Boat. How do I sum myself up in 2 sentences here? Let me think. What kind of stuff do I write is a really broad answer. I usually just say I'm very bad at branding. So I write a lot of speculative fiction, so epic fantasy, urban fantasy, that sort of thing. But I also write nonfiction about animal behavior and training and that sort of thing. So all kinds of places. And then I will occasionally play in other genres, dabble in a horror or a mystery story or something. Those are usually shorts, not full-length books or anything. So LauraVAB.com, Victor Alpha Bravo, is my website, and you can see more things there. So, yeah. See if I can. All right, I hope that link will work. I think that goes to the new anthology that just dropped today. Let's see. And then the Air anthology. No, I know. I was thinking that Ereri, that got the Rome Award, was in the Air anthology. So I was talking about that earlier today on the podcast, but that's not what I meant. The Water anthology at When Words Collide this weekend, which is the free online conference that I was referencing earlier. And Taiki Books is having a kind of a last year whatever party. And we will be having a bunch of readings and fun stuff going on with that. So if you're at When Words Collide, meaning if you're on your couch with your tablet or whatever, you can stop by and see some of those. Oh, you got a 404 error. That's pretty much on me. Oh, yeah. No, definitely, Paper Boat. Do not spend any time looking at anything that's not your own work tonight. I am very, very sympathetic to deadlines. Yes. All right. Let's go back and see. Is that the same? Oh, yeah, because I mistyped it because I was talking and typing at the same time. Yes, sorry, there's the corrected link in the chat now. Sorry. I should know better than to talk and type, or indeed to talk and do anything else. That is definitely a thing that it's not my skill set. All right, let's go up here. Paper Boat, if you want to tell us what it is that you're editing, if you're comfortable sharing, totally up to you. Hey, I'm sorry, I'm editing up a historical romance, but it's ghostwritten, so you can't go to these details, but bravo for picking up a ghostwriting job, excellent. And mostly run fantasy, sci-fi, and romance, cool. Yeah, and I think I don't spend as much time there, but I think the fantasy romance and the sci-fi romance, like, blending those a little bit, I think there's a lot of interest in those. So yeah, but bravo on that. Great. Yeah, the tough time with having like writing for hire and writing personally is that writing for hire takes precedence over your personal writing, so I feel sympathy for that, but also paychecks are good, so but yeah, happy editing and all the caffeine in your direction. Yes. Yeah. You're talking about paid to write, which is the dream, but you do kind of sell your soul, or at least your name, and you're saying things. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I get that. Kate agrees. Do not gamble with the Fae. Just don't. Yeah, but in this case, if they got a marker from Puck, apparently it worked, but I can't imagine that's going to be great long term. So my theory is it must be somebody who is Fae equivalent. So I don't know if we're talking about some Tanifa or what. This project does need to be related to the South Pacific, which is why I'm going into, and this is something else that's not been announced yet, so I'm not going to go into a ton of details, but I was invited to play here, so I got to think about, maybe some Tanifa in this who are gambling with the Fae, and Puck got into a international supernatural poker game. Don't know. That's what brainstorming is. It doesn't have to make sense yet. We got time. All right. All I know is that ultimately there has to be some South Pacific urban fantasy. And, for those of you who have not hung out with me and read my urban fantasy, which is completely legit, this is part of it. These would be characters that are obviously Puck's not my character. I'm just borrowing him from folklore. But Robin Archer is the protagonist in this series, so this would be part of that, connected to that. That's what that reference is to the Wig Adventure. That's a previous story incident. So I'm thinking Queen Titania has a little changeling boy of whom she's very fond, because that was pretty much the driving incident of the Fae side of Midsummer Night's Dream. So if Puck borrowed him and took him to the South Pacific and misplaced him, I'm sure there would be some very awkward fallout from that. pretty sure Puck's like that really terrible uncle or something. He was left in charge to babysit for like 2 days. 2 days! You took the kid to the South Pacific and lost him in a gambling match. What were you even thinking? So what's everybody else working on besides Paperboat, who is frantically revising? Or maybe not frantically. Paperboat might be super cool and chill and just quietly sipping tea while making edits. Like that could be happening as well. But what else is going on out there? In the random news department, the anthology that I mentioned, the water anthology, apparently, I just heard this from the editor today, something glitched on Amazon and Amazon lost all the pre-orders for that title. And so good news, they're filling orders that are placed today, but everybody who had pre-ordered just didn't get, which is really rough because of course we really like pre-orders because that means people buy it when they're thinking of it and they don't say, oh, 6 months later, I'll hope I remember and check for it, right? So, how frustrating, but there's nothing we can do about it, so. Brainstorming your next writing project, Kate, and avoiding writing back matter for the Wayward King. So Windward King. I always want to say Wayward, but it's not right. So how much there shouldn't be that much back matter. That should be that terrifying, I hope. Mostly, I am awesome. Please sign up for my newsletter so you can get my Lightless novel when it comes out. Sorry. I'm never going to let poor Kate go about giving me a Lightless novel. He's wayward too. He is a little wayward. Windward, just my brain gets it, my mouth doesn't. The Windward King. Windward. Oh, acknowledgements are super hard. You're right. Yeah. Never mind. Just do what you want. I get it. Which sounds so ungrateful to say, like, acknowledgements are hard, because that doesn't mean I don't want to acknowledge people, and and I'm not that I'm not grateful for assistance. Mostly, I just lock myself into terror of who am I forgetting and how bad is that going to look when I remember 2 weeks later. Oh my gosh, I should have included. Yeah. So, yeah, the acknowledgements are hard. No, that's definitely not just you. No. But it is really nice because this morning, somebody who I had acknowledged in a book found it and sent me a photo of the page, like just snapshotted the book page and sent it to me with smiley faces because she found herself acknowledged in the book. So, it is good to do, but yeah, doesn't make it easier to do. Totally get that. Oh, and I just got an email that my proof corrections were made, so yay, that's done. I love checking things off my list, especially this week. Anything. I'm going to check, I'm going to put brush teeth on my list just so I can check it off. Yeah. Please just let me get stuff done. Yes. All right. All right, so I do want to give you guys the calendar out for the rest of the month, which is published on the calendar because I have caught up and actually gotten it all entered on the calendar, but just a heads up. Tonight was a little bit odd, as you know. Excuse me, I think I'm going to sneeze. Maybe not. Paper Boat says, one benefit of ghostwriting, no need to worry about people being peeved for not shouting them out. It's a good point. Good point. Oh, yes. Acknowledgements about the author and the book description are the hardest part, says Bridger. Yeah. About the author, I just finally just banged one out, and I just keep modifying the same thing. And yeah, that's the only way I get through that. It's close. Book descriptions are the worst. Almost as bad as summaries. We hates them. Anyway, calendar. So tonight was a little bit weird and a little bit different. Next week is going to be the building out my author table. I'm going to be finalizing that and ordering my materials, so I'll be talking through those things. The 24th is our regularly scheduled create in, so bring your projects for that. And then the 31st is our 5th Tuesday in the month, which means it is a field trip week. And so we're going to do something a little bit fun and different. And I've invited Elena, who has been on the stream before, my sister, to come and speak to us. And I want it to be it's going to be a world building thing, world building exercise. If you have heard me enthuse before about how absolutely everything is connected, and you can't just tweak something and then nothing else has changed, society is all influenced by all of society. I didn't say any of that very well. Just pretend I made sense there. Anyway, so when we were talking about, here's a really famous hostage situation, and that's how cup ramen gets big, right? Those kinds of things. And if that didn't make any sense to you, that's in a previous, you can catch that video previously. Where was I going? So this would be the same kind of thing. This is actually going to be on transportation, and it is why, I'm just going to make up my little summary here on the fly, how equine influenza ends up bringing electricity to rural households. There you go. And the short version is equine influenza was really spurred the development of the interurban in the United States, where the interurban, which is practically unknown today, which is amazing because it was a huge transportation network. You could, as she will probably explain, get on an interurban train in New York City and get off in Wisconsin and just, keep going. And we're not talking like the big passenger trains. We're talking the interurban between cities kinds of trains that connecting, the rural communities and the suburbs and all of that. And those, what am I trying to say? Those companies were frequently run by those trains. Those transportation companies were frequently run by the power companies because they were all electric trains, right? Where did our electric trains go? And so the electric trains would run from town to town and bring the electricity to the town. And then when the train stopped running at night, the electricity would turn off. Okay, so if you wanted to get anything done with your fancy new electric sewing machine or whatever, you had to do it while the trains were running. Anyway, really cool stuff. How it affected, those communities, how it connected things, how transportation industry was hugely affected by all of this stuff, and great for your world building. So that'll be happening on Tuesday the 31st. Thank you for following Paper Boat. I appreciate that. Yeah, all of those are on this stream. We're here every Tuesday at 7 Eastern, which I think is midnight-ish for you if you're in the UK. I don't know, probably depends on where you are. Please don't take my word for anything. My author bio is ridiculous, which is just right for me. Yes, Kate, my current author bio, I believe, says I have summited dormant, extinct, and active volcanoes, but none has yet accepted my sacrifice, or something like that, because I'm from the Midwest. I can't talk about myself. We just don't do that. So, but anyway, yeah, the transportation talk should be really relevant to anybody who's building worlds. And if you're not building worlds, but you like history, yeah, come and check that out. It's just, I'm in Indianapolis. We had we had the first Union Station and the largest light rail transportation network on the planet with electric trains. And we gave it all up because, cars. And here we are today in 2021 going, where was that when we went? Yeah. So, okay. So my time zoning was not that far off. Okay, good. I like it when I guess correctly. But good. Yes, we want electric trains, right? I know. Want them back. So, anyway, all of that will be on the 31st. So, and then we're here every Tuesday after that. And then the first week of September, what is that? Hold on, I have a calendar to tell me these things. That's when we're going to do the Evernote talk. That is the 7th. Yeah. And that's when we will do the Evernote talk for that. So, okay. Thank you, Bridger. Yes, which I probably could have worked out if I'd really thought about it. What comes after the 31st should be the 7th. But I think I mentioned that my brain is a little divided tonight. And yeah. So anyway, we are closing on our time. And I did at least get some things down. I probably didn't really have the most productive brainstorming session, but that's okay. I actually really was happy to have the break and chat and hang out with you guys a little bit. And then I'm going to get off and go work on my project that has to be worked on a little bit more privately and write things. Right. And this is all nonfiction. This is all behavior stuff. So I need to get that underway. Mark the marker. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I need to check. I know there's just a wee bit about the changeling boy in Midsummer's Night's Dream, and I want to say he was the daughter of a I don't know if Shakespeare actually described her as a witch or something, but some woman who was fairly dedicated to Titania, the fairy queen. And that's how Titania ended up with the boy. And I don't remember the details beyond that because it's been 6 or 7 years since I've seen the play or seen a production or anything. So anyway, I need to check on that and see where he was from because I'm pretty sure he was from some place that Elizabethan England would have considered exotic. So, he may need to have a name more reflective of his origins. But I just don't remember. That's what research is for. We'll check that later. Otherwise, regardless of his name, Puck could certainly call him Mark the Marker regardless because Puck be like that. Yeah. Okay. So guys, thanks for hanging out. I'm going to get off now, get some food, and then get to work on things. But I am so glad that you joined me. And thanks for coming and hanging out with us, Paper Boat and Fragilities. And yeah, I'll be around. I'll see you guys next week. Everybody have a fantastic period of time wherever you are. And good luck with your projects. And I will catch you later. Take care.